A Bristol MP is demanding a public vote on the final Brexit deal after Airbus warned it could leave its Filton home if there is a no-deal situation. Thousands marched through Westminster on Saturday demanding a referendum on whatever deal the government comes back with once its negotiations with the European Union are over. Darren Jones, MP for Bristol North West, has joined the chorus of people calling for a fresh vote after Airbus publicly revealed a no-deal scenario directly threatens its future in the UK. Manufacturing giant Airbus puts planes together by having factories dotted around Europe that build each part before assembling them in Spain, a streamlined connectivity which bosses say would be put in jeopardy if tariffs or delays were imposed on moving the wings made in Filton to Seville. Mr. Jones, speaking in the House Commons on Monday, asked ministers how long they would allow the Brexit process to put jobs at risk before they accepted the UK was heading for a tough deal. Darren Jones, Labour MP for Bristol North West, supports a people's vote on the final Brexit deal. Labour MP said, Airbus and its supply chain are significant employers in North Bristol. Will the Secretary of State set out what assessments his department has made of the number of jobs that need to be put at risk, the number of families' lives that need to be devastated, and the amount of damage that needs to be done to British industry before the threshold is met for the definition of a tough deal on Brexit? And will he, at that stage, join me and others in calling for a people's vote, asked the backbencher. Airbus, which employs 3,000 people at its aeroplane wing factory in Filton, has not been alone in warning about the impact of Brexit. Car manufacturer BMW has also claimed that any infringement to its ability to move parts around Europe could lead to UK plant closures. Some anti-Brexit campaigners, such as Mr. Jones, are calling for the country to be given the final say on whether to continue with the Brexit process once it is clear what leaving the EU would entail for the UK and its economy. Business Secretary Greg Clark said he was expecting big employers such as Airbus to contribute to the debate about a future customs arrangements with the EU. Image, Jerome Ellerby. Both Labour and the Conservatives oppose holding a referendum on the final deal, dubbed the People's Vote. Business Secretary Greg Clark said he would not entertain the idea of another vote and told Mr. Jones he would be more productive if he engaged with the substance of the negotiation. We are leaving the European Union, said the cabinet minister. What is required is to reach an agreement which avoids frictions and avoids tariffs. It is perfectly possible to agree such an accord with the EU. That is our purpose and we will faithfully implement it. Mr. Clark even went so far as to suggest, when asked by Bristol South MP Karen Smith where good quality apprenticeships would come from if Airbus moved out of Filton, that Airbus would expand its UK operation after Brexit. Karen Smith, MP for Bristol South, asked where good quality apprenticeships would come from with Airbus out of the picture. Not only will Airbus be here but they will be expanding their operation and recruiting more apprentices for very successful careers, said Mr. Clark. Jack Lopresti, MP for Filton and Bradley Stoke, repeated his claims that Airbus was making ridiculous threats. Marvin Rees delays Bristol Arena decision again after funding revelations. He asked the business secretary how much Airbus would owe in government grants if they did decide to uproot and leave. The company has threatened to move its wing production to an EU member state or even China. Mr. Lopresti, whose constituency is home to Airbus factory, asked if Airbus make good on their ridiculous threats, and I don't think they will for 1 minute. How much of the billions of pounds of taxpayer subsidy will they have to pay back? The business secretary, Mr. Lopresti's Tory colleague, slapped down the suggestion that Airbus comments had been ridiculous. Mr. Clark said, I disagree with my honourable friend. I think what the company has done is set out what is required in the negotiations to continue to prosper. It is true the company, as most companies in the aerospace sector, have been part of a very successful program of joint investment between the government and the sector themselves in innovation and training. That has been one of the foundations of our success and I very much want that to continue.